Well, hello and welcome. Last week I was to the west of Porthcawl exploring Rest Bay and the beach up there, but today I'm making the most of this sunny weather and walking east and exploring the beaches of Sandy Bay, Treco Bay, Newton, then on to Newton Burrows. Last summer, when we were still in lockdown again, I did a walk from Newton over Newton Burrows to Merthyr Mawr, and I looked at the main features, the rifle range, Candleston Castle. But today I'm taking a more leisurely walk and I'm looking at some of the more unusual places. I was looking at the Historic Wales website. Have a look at this. Well, this is the Historic Wales website, and these are all the interesting historic places over the dunes. And the two places I'm looking at, that one, the Burrows Well settlement, and not far away, it's a place called Candleston Manor. We all know about Candleston Castle, which is about a mile away and quite famous, but this is Candleston Manor, and Candleston has still got an E on the end. So what is that all about? Are you coming, Mel?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because I prefer to go to more exciting places.
It is exciting. There'll be lots of grass, humps and bumps.
Old men like you with beards.
Anyway, back to the walk. Yeah, those two places I knew nothing about. I know the area quite well, and I haven't noticed anything when I've been walking over there. So today I'm going to have a closer look. By the way, I'll put a link to my walk from Newton to Merthyr Mawr from last summer in the links below. Well, I'm starting today's walk at Sandy Bay, which is often referred to as Coney Beach. And this is the beach with the fun fair over there. Obviously it's closed at the moment, and in the summer you can also have a donkey ride. Old style seaside town fun. You can see why it's called Sandy Bay, because towards the eastern side of the bay you can see the dunes starting to form. Like Rest Bay, this area is very popular with surfers, especially when it's windy, because it's sheltered by the harbour wall over there. And for all you locals who remembers Miners Fortnight, this beach used to be really packed during those 2 weeks. Anyway, onward to the next bay, which is Treco. Well, this is Treco Bay, and like Sandy Bay over there and Rest Bay further west, they do have lifeguards patrolling the beach during the summer months. And at the moment, the tide's still in, but when it does go out, there's a few hundred yards of nice flat sand to play on. Those caravans up there, they're part of the Park Dean Holiday Camp, Treco Bay. I did a walkthrough of that place about 2 summers ago. I walked through the caravans and down to this beach, and if you want to see more of that, I'll put a link in the description below. So that's Treco Bay. Excuse the noise, somebody's repairing a caravan up there. So that's Treco Bay, and there's a bit of cloud, but I can see blue sky as well. So it's onward to the next beach, which is Newton, which is about 200 yards that way. Well, this is Newton Bay, and the beach stretches from Newton all the way over towards the River Ogmore, about 3 miles. And it's quite sheltered, and as a result, it's a popular spot for jet skiers, windsurfers, and small boats. And it has got a slipway. Actually, back in the day, back in the 17th century, it was a thriving little harbour. It was the only safe stop sailing up the Bristol Channel from Britain Ferry in the west to Aberthaw in the east. And the beach is backed by Newton Burrows and Merthyr Mawr. And that's where we're heading next, to investigate those two sites I mentioned earlier, the ones that are on the Historic Wales website. So let's go. On the way to the Burrows Well, as I'm walking across Newton Burrows, you come across the old rifle range. Actually, in 1944, Eisenhower came here to inspect the American troops. I've got more about that story in my video when I walked from Newton to Merthyr Mawr back in the summer. Like I mentioned earlier, I'll put the link in the description. But I'm going to head further east to the Burrows Well. This is the Burrows Well. It's actually a limestone spring where the water emerges from the rocks. I think the water comes from the limestone escarpment behind. And just over there is one of the sites on the Historic Wales website. It's the Burrows Well settlement, where there's, in excavations, they found prehistoric remains, Roman remains, and also remains of a medieval building, a cobbled floor and a hearth. So I don't think there's anything left at all. I think it's all been buried under the shifting sands of Newton Burrows. Let's go take a look. So I've just got to the site, which is marked on the map as the Burrows Well settlement. Here's the map here. You can see where I am. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a problem. We've had a lot of rain recently. The place is flooded. I think we'll just have to head to the last stop of the day, which is the place described as Candleston Manor. Is there anything there? Again, I know this area quite well, but I've never seen anything there, or in that area, or heard about anything. Anyway, let's have a look. Well, I'm here, exactly where it's marked on the GPS, Candleston Manor. Yeah, we all know about Candleston Castle, that's about a mile and a half that way, but this is marked on the Historic Wales website as Candleston, with an E, Manor. And pretty much overgrown. It's basically a series of ridges. There's no hidden castle or manor house. a bit disappointing. I didn't think there would be. I did a bit of research, and the only evidence I could find was in excavations quite a few years ago. They believed it was a boundary wall belonging to Candleston, the Candleston estate, about a mile over there. That was dating from the 1500s. And it's hard to tell because of the shifting sands and the natural limestone outcrop here, which is man-made and which is natural. You can't really see it on the camera, but there are a couple of ridges going this way that look man-made. So that concludes my winter's walk exploring the beaches and bays to the east of Porthcawl, ending up on Newton Burrows. Unfortunately, we didn't find any medieval manor house, just like Time Team, but it was good fun. I know Porthcawl may not be the most cosmopolitan and bustling place, but during these times, it's nice to live here with all this space and places to walk. So that's at the end. Don't forget to check out the video I mentioned earlier, Newton to Merthyr Mawr, and some of our other videos, and Mel appears in some of those. So until next time, that's a bye from me. Bye.